To all North Pole City Elves, those in Santa's Village, in the lower 48 and around the world, this is your weekly update for the week of December 20th, 2021. I'm your host, Walter Mistletoe Livingstone. Let's go to press. This week's show is sponsored by Crystal's Candy Confections. Located on the corner of Pine Street Avenue and Candy Cane Lane, Crystal's Candy Confections specializes in chocolate creations that are out of this world. When you're tired of candy cane, stop by Crystal's to satisfy that sweet tooth. That's Crystal's Candy Confections, the best chocolate in North Pole City. Santa's Village is reporting that the last 500,000 gifts will be coming out of the workshop soon. With the package gift satellites at 98% capacity, these gifts are needed for the last satellite in Sector 7. All the gifts are built. We just got a bit behind in gift wrapping, said Jackson Skippy Baxter. With the all-hands-on-deck order issued, production has increased, and we will get this done. The workshop is now shut down, and gift wrapping division is filled to capacity. Some wrapping stations have been set up in the hallways and corridors. Barring any accidents or supply shortages, everything is going to be just fine. Edward Hinklemeyer has issued a statement asking that all elves and departments to double-check everything this week before liftoff on Friday. This year seems to be on track, but I want us to check, double-check, and triple-check everything if we have to, he said. We need to make sure that this year's delivery goes without any issues. Everyone, including humans, are dealing with stressful situations this year, and it's imperative that we spread as much Christmas cheer as possible. Workers from TALF.com have been working with Mrs. Claus to get her web page updated. This was a good distraction for her this week, as she is always nervous and anxious before Santa's flight. Some new articles have been posted to her page. The weather forecast for the takeoff party looks to be the best we have had in a very long time. The temperature will still be a little cold, but there are no storms expected until late next week. This week in elf history, on December 20th, 1808, Beethoven's Fifth Symphony had its world premiere in Vienna. Although the initial reviews failed to recognize it as one of the greatest pieces of music ever written, one needs to understand the adverse conditions under which the work was first heard. The concert venue was freezing cold. It was more than 2 hours into the mammoth 4-hour program before the piece began, and the orchestra played poorly enough that day to force the nearly deaf composer, also acting as conductor and pianist, to stop the ensemble partway into one passage and start again from the very beginning. It was all in all a very inauspicious beginning for what would soon become the world's most recognizable piece of classical music. The North Pole City Commerce would like everyone to know that the takeoff party will begin on time in Santa's Village Square. As usual, after Santa lifts off for his delivery, the party will start off with a united sing-along. This year's selection will be We Wish You a Merry Christmas. Some of the bands scheduled for the party this year will be Freddie and the Twinkletones, Carol and the Bell Ringers, and everyone's favorite, the Treetops. We have well over 200 booths scheduled to be set up at the party this year from most of the local businesses in North Pole City, said organizer Carol Buttons Appleton. We will have everything from food and refreshments to ice skating available for everyone. We're expecting close to 2 million at the party and have placed an order for over 100,000 gallons of hot chocolate. It sounds like this year's party is going to be a blast. Be sure to stop by the WELF NPC booth for a chance to win some station merchandise. WELF NPC would like to wish a very happy 675-year birthday to Marcus Sprinkles Grossman. Mr. Grossman has been a coal mining elf for almost 500 years now. We wish you many more years. This is Walter Mistletoe Livingstone with a reminder: the best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear. We would like to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas, and be sure to tune in next week for another WELF NPC North Pole Radio update.